Hi, and welcome to an interview, Breaking Barriers interview. Today we have Anati with us.
Hi,
Yay! So Anati, please introduce yourself.
my name is Anati. I'm from Malaysia and I'm still a student, a university student. And yeah, I found out about this group about more than a month ago. And I was like, okay, this is interesting because the group is just starting out. I found out about the group before it was like officially started. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. I could be like a new member. Yeah, I think of it as a new experience. Plus, currently I'm doing online learning at home at my hometown.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it gets kind of boring when you don't have friends around. So
Yes.
I was searching for something to fill up my time.
Perfect. It's like you looking for something is like the group's gain. So it's like
The
it
timing is
the
perfect.
timing is perfect. Yes, the timing is perfect. Yeah, for sure. How have your experience been with the group? You have been one of our longest member. You have been one of our longest active member as well. So yeah, I just want to know how have the experience been for you?
Okay, honestly, I'm not an active person in
Mm-hmm.
my real life. Like I've never since high school or like before that, I don't join clubs. I don't really socialize with people much, but
Okay.
I have had pen pals over the past few years. Like, okay, this is interesting because before this, I had like personal pen pals. So I find this person and I talk to that person for like a year.
Yeah.
And then it died down. Typical pen pal situation.
Yeah.
And then I found out about this group. So my expectation was honestly not that high. I'm not confident in myself.
Okay.
This is I know that it's gonna be an international group. So like,
Mhm.
okay, am I gonna be able to like voice what I wanna say? Because like there's a lot of people. So I was kind of afraid of the awkwardness. When I first started, you're Malaysian. So I was like, okay, there's some kind of common ground so that I feel a bit more comfortable. I expected the group to be kind of a so
Mhm.
like I need to prepare myself and like be all serious about it.
Mhm.
But apparently it's not. It was very comfortable. It is very comfortable till this
Mhm.
day. It feels friendly. The people are from different places, so we have different cultures. There's some kind of bonding that kind of made me feel comfortable and I can just laugh around and
Yeah.
just be myself, let's say.
You also like always like contributing, and because the group, even though it's like okay, a lot of people from a lot of countries, but most of them are from like Latin American countries. And when you say like, oh, okay, the things that I know, so it's like easy for me to be like, oh yeah, just like jump in the wagon whenever you say something, and I'm like, true or nothing true. I appreciate your presence in the group so much, that's for sure. I guess the second question would be, now that you've been in the group for a while now, what do you find most interesting about it?
When you first advertised the group, I saw stuff about the main points that I picked up was that it's for English learning, for us to practice English, and the other thing is that it's cultural exchange.
Yeah.
I'm 21 years old. I don't travel much,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of doubtful a bit about cultural exchange in general. I'm not a big fan of going to popular places. For example,
Mm.
like Turkey have this Cappadocia, and then I
Cappadocia.
go there and then I take pictures. I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of those because I feel like I don't connect with the culture much
Same.
because I go there as a
Tourist.
traveling, and then you go take pictures and then you go home. I don't
Yeah.
feel the essence of it.
Yeah.
Alright,
I
so
agree. I agree
when you
so much.
advertise it as a cultural exchange, I thought it's gonna be like a serious cultural exchange because we have our weekly topics, right?
Yeah.
I thought it would be like kind of a formal
Mm-hmm.
situation. It
Mm-hmm.
turns out to be a mix of cultural and personal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just them telling their culture. It comes from their personal perspective,
Yeah.
so like I can know about what they think of their own culture and like whether they actually believe or like live with that culture. So that kind of give me the essence of like I'm getting to know a human being
Yeah.
along with the culture instead of just the culture. Because if it's a culture, I could read it on Google and I could search on YouTube, but then I
Yes.
feel this is more personal, let's say.
Yeah, I guess that's why I really enjoy meeting another person and yeah, and learning from them, right? Because like they put a touch of personality in it. I do agree with that. Then from those conversations, what have maybe surprised you, or maybe like sticks in your mind, maybe something that some members have said or shared that you remember till now, and you're like, damn, I'm really glad I'm in this group because I got to learn about that, or I got to know about that. Maybe something you want to share.
I'm a big fan of mental health and psychology in general. It was so common. Like I would expect for one of them or two of them to have had issues with mental health.
Hmm.
But then apparently a lot of them deal with it. So I was like, okay, mental health issues is actually more common than I thought. Aside from the cultural topic, the kind of things that made me realize how similar we are. Like I have to admit that when you get to know people, you kind of have like whether you want it or not, you're gonna have some kind of stereotype in your mind. But then when you get to know people, I realize how similar we are as a human being. So even if we have completely different culture, at the end we are still human beings. So the thing that I've learned is that what we've shared, like we shared our personal stories and all that, we share actually the same experiences even if we are apart physically.
Yeah, I like it when you brought up the mental health week, because on that week, a lot of the stories that they share, like the struggles that they have, are like super similar. I was like, dang, it doesn't matter what country, like the way that we view mental health are still the same. And the way that they experience the
Mhm.
system in their country also is like, oh, it's similar here as well.
Yeah, you're dealing with the same problem.
Perhaps you would agree with me if I say that this kind of like conversations are very important, right? Yeah, if you agree, why? If you don't agree, why not?
I've pen pal with some friends, but then it was like kind of individual.
Hmm.
So I get to know this person, and then the next year I get to know the other person. But honestly, it kind of died down because we don't have a system. It get kind of boring over time because like at first you are excited to know about this person, and it makes sense. Like you ask about each other's culture and everything. As you kind of like talk more frequently, the topics get kind of how do I say, boring,
Repetitive?
because like how's your day? Like I'm not a
Yes.
big fan of that question. That's one of the reason all my pen pals kind of faded away.
Yeah.
The reason I like this community in particular is because we have like a system, like we have the weekly topics and all that. And right now, currently, I'm a university student, which is like way busier than when I was in high school. Having my own life and then being able to have this, it feels good to be able to live my own life, like be busy. As sometimes I'm not that active in the group because I'm busy with
Yeah,
my own life, with whatever's going on.
for
And
sure.
the next week I came back in and it's still the same. I
Yeah.
still have that closeness with you guys. So
Yeah.
I enjoy that a lot. And sometimes members would say, I'm sorry guys, I couldn't join this week because I'm busy. And all of us would be like, I wish you well, good luck. And
Yeah.
I find that kind of bonding is like very precious, I would say. For me, the conversation is not only about how much we talk or like what we're talking about, it's kind of the experience, what we feel, and how quality is the conversation.
I mean, that's the main reason why I created this group in the first place. One of the difficult part in using HelloTalk was that a lot of people had this problem where they try to engage with people, and then after maybe a few exchange of messages, and then the person won't answer, or like they don't know what to say anymore. So I created this group because I feel like, okay,
Yeah.
you guys want to like practice English, right? So yeah, let me help you guys with that, and that's why I created this community. And I do love it that like everybody is like super yeah, like you said, like sometimes like you would like see them, but you know that they are an active member because they have participated before. I really love that this took off. And also, like, of course, I hope that it will continue to be as such, like this. The final question would be, would you recommend people to join or tune in to our interviews like this, or join the group, or yeah, like what would you say to people if they are interested in joining?
I would I would describe to them what our community is like, because
Mm-hmm.
I have some friends who are searching for constant engagement. I think those kind of things are like daily messages of like how are you, and like those kind of superficial, I would say, questions are not a great fit in our community, because
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that we live our own life and then we can come to this community. I would just tune in to the weekly conversation, listen to what you guys have to say about any of our topics. Yeah, what I would say to people is that if you are searching for, I would say, a meaningful engagement instead of just a superficial relationship, then this is something that I would highly recommend. I consider myself as one of the youngest in our community,
Yeah, I think so
and
too.
yeah, right. At least the active one lah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What I love is that in our community we've got people who have children, people who are like pursuing degree, or people who are like wanting to work overseas. So that kind of diversity is more than cultural. It's the age gap, the experiences, and all that really. Oh, plus their reasons to learn English is interesting to me, because some of them wanted to learn for work and some of them just because. So I think how I would describe the community is that it's meaningful and you can slip in the cultural exchange in there as well. Especially you as the host, so you feel the obligation to like make sure everything went well and everyone feel included and all that.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. I don't know what I'm working with. Every time we open a new session, I'm like, okay, what will be working with today? You know, it's always a new challenge, and that's another reason why I love that I started this group. It's like every single week I'm learning something new from all of you guys, and
Mhm.
I love learning. That's one thing that I really love doing. So that's definitely one of the main idea behind breaking barriers, right? That it doesn't matter like where we are, but at the end of the day you'll be like, oh, there's not much barrier there. Probably the only barrier that there is that we don't talk, and now that we talk, there's no barrier there, right? You get to
Uh-huh.
know each other. Yeah, I guess that's it. Again, thank you so much, Anati, for being in this interview.
My
um
pleasure.
Thank you so much. And yeah, so in the next interview, I've already arranged another interview with another member. So stay tuned
Cool.
and have an open heart and an open mind, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.